Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will going to see the window function. This is a part 1 video for the window function. We will also bring the part 2 of this video. Just give a lot of like and lot of comment if you want a part 2 video on the window function. So before we start with the video, if you are new to my channel, I will request you to please subscribe my channel. This will give us some motivation to create a new video for you guys. Okay, let's come to the topic. Window function. The window function are the powerful feature in SQL that allow you to perform the calculation over a set of rows related to the specific row. Unlike the aggregate functions that collapse the multiple row into a single value, window function calculate the value for each row within the defined window. Okay, so we'll see the practically how I mean to say. First, I'll show you my table. What is my table, how it look like. So I'll just take select star from employee. So I have an employee table with me. So we will use the employee table to see all the window function. So we have a 4 column employee ID, name, department, and salary. Okay. So first I'll show you the aggregated function. For example, if you want to extract, the department max salary of by department name. So how we can do that? We can just write a syntax, select department, right? Department and max salary, right? Maxed salary, you know, from employee. Okay. Group by department. If I show you this, so now this is giving me, the max salary of by each department. Okay. So using aggregate function as a window function, without window function, the SQL will reduce the number of record. In the window function, so for example, suppose you want an entire. So in the window function, what happens is you will get an entire table. Along with that, you will also get a max salary column. Okay. So if I show you this, over here, if you use select star, you will get an error, right? So this is the limitation of aggregated function. So in order to overcome with this limitation, we are using the window function over here. Okay. So for example, if we want a max salary, and we want an entire table along with the max salary of each department, how we can do that? So let's see the syntax for that. So I have a way to write the syntax. So if you write the way that I am writing, it will be easy for you to understand how to write a syntax. And, doing a SQL, is not a, easy task. If you do the more practice, you will get to know the SQL more in detail, right? So it is very important to write a syntax because the moment you give an interview, if you have not practiced much, the syntax, you will not be able to write a syntax because recent time the interviewer is asked you to share your screen and write a syntax in front of them. So if you have not practiced the SQL syntax, you will not be able to crack the interview. So just make sure you do the maximum practice that you can so that you will have. So in entire code, what I will do is I'll write a syntax, more and more so that you will also get hands-on, and you will also learn how to write a syntax. So first, what I'll do is I'll just write a simple syntax, select star from employee. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll take from employee little, letter. And here, if I want another column, I'll use the comma here. Now I want a max salary. Okay. So I'll just use max salary. Okay. I'll use a over clause. Okay. So over clause, basically, if you use the over clause, it means that you are using a window function and it will stop considering, it will not consider the aggregate function for the max. Okay. So I'll use the over, and I'll use that as a max salary of employee, max salary of employee. Okay. So I'll just show you how it is a very simple syntax. Let's see what result it will give us. Okay. So you can see it is considering the entire table as a window. Okay. So like we have admin, HR, IT department, right? So it is not bifurcating that. It is just whatever is a maximum salary. I think 12,000 is a maximum salary in entire table. So it is considering the 12,000 as a max salary. Okay. So suppose if you want to, divide that into, the department wise, how we can do that? We can use a partition by clause. Okay. And here we can use a department. Okay. So let's see what result we will get. Yeah, now we can see that in the admin department, we have a 6,000 as a max salary, and here we have a 6,000 in entire team, right? For finance, we have 7,500 is a max salary, so we have 7,500 is a max salary. So now it has consider the admin department, this is as a window, and the finance is a second window, HR is a third window. I hope you got to know what is the window function now. Okay. Now we will use some, what we can do is we can just use order by as well, just to sort the record. Order by salary as descending. Why? Because we want the higher salary on the top. So if I execute this statement, you can see the higher salary is on the top, for the admin, and here the higher salary is on the top, so that it will be easy for us to identify, whatever function we are using, it giving us the correct result. Okay. So this is a max function. Now let's move on to the another function, that is a row number. Okay, row number, rank, and dense rank. We will see these three functions as a window function, and what is the difference of these three. I will explain you that as well. Okay, so now let's see for the row function. More or less syntax would be the same, but I will write a syntax so that we will have a habit of writing the syntax. It is very important in SQL. So since I have not closed this statement, the closing a statement, just write this one. Okay, so select star from employee. Okay, okay. Now take the employee down, from employees down. Now we can just mention our syntax in middle. Give a comma. Okay. Now we want a row number. So I'll just mention row underscore number. Okay. Now we'll use a over clause just to mention that we are using window function. Okay. And then I'll use as rn. Okay. So this is a very simple syntax for row number. So it will assign the unique number to entire table. So since we have not given any argument in the over clause, so it is considering entire table as a one window, and it is giving a rank to one unique value to each. Okay. Suppose you want to partition by department. So we can just write partition by. Okay. And we can just mention as department. If I run this now, you can see the each unique value is assigned as per the department. Okay, so admin 1 2 3 4, finance 1 2 3 4, HR 1 2 3 4 5 6, ID till the 8. Okay, so this is the uses of the partition by clause. Okay, now let's see the quick example, right, of row number. So we want to fetch the first three employee from each department who has joined the first. Okay, so this is our scenario. So let's see the practical scenario of row number, how we can, how we can use it. So fetch the first three employee from the each department who has joined the company, right? So how we can do that? Maybe we can use the same syntax that we have used here. Okay, so I have to close this. Okay. But here the thing is, it has assigned the row numbers, right? But we want to make sure, the employee ID one is like came first and employee two will be after. So we have to make sure that the order by, we should use the order by employee ID, because the employee number one will be, he's came first, will use employee ID as a ascending, so I don't have to write anything. Okay, now if I execute this one, now it has sorted the employee ID in the this ascending order. Okay, now I need the first three employee who has joined the company first, right? So I can use this query as a subquery. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just write another query, select star from. Okay, and I'll just use a bracket. I'll use I'll just take as a subquery, and I'll assign the alias as X. I'll just give the table name as a X for this entire, this one. Okay, now I can use a where rn less than 4, right? So it should be less than 4. So if I execute this syntax now, you can see we got first three employee of each department. Okay, so this is how we can use the row number function. Now we will going to use the rank and dense rank. So for a rank, I'll take a one scenario. So the scenario is we want to fetch the top three employee in the each department who has a max, who is earning the max salary. Okay, so we need this, we have this scenario in front of us. So let's see how we can use them. More or less the syntax would be same. So I'll just write select star from employee. Okay, I'll take the employee down. Now I'll use comma for segregate. I'll use a rank as a function. Okay, I'll use a over clause. I'll give max salary. I'll give a alias as a max salary. Okay, now I'll just give a partition by department. Okay, order by salary as descending, because we want a top salary. We want a higher salary on the top. Okay, I execute this. Okay, so it has, you can see the salary, whichever is top salary, it is on the top, higher salary is on the top, and the rank has been assigned. Okay, but if you notice one thing here, the Saroj and Kumari has the same salary. It's a duplicate value, and it has assigned the same rank. Okay, so the highest salary is Naresh. It has assigned the rank as a 1. But for Saroj and Kumari, they have a same salary, and it has assigned the rank as a 2. Okay. But the next one, it is not assigned the 3, it is assigned the 4. So it means it is skipping the one value. It skipped the one value. The rank 3 is skipped. Okay. So in the rank, this is what the difference is. Now we'll see the dense rank. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll use the same syntax here, and I'll just put a comma because I need another column here. So I'll use dense rank. Okay. And I'll use dense max salary. Okay. Just to understand. If I execute this syntax, so here we have, okay. So if you see the Naresh has the rank one, it is correct. For Saroj also, it is correct. For Kumari also, it is giving the same rank because they have, it's a duplicate value. They have a same salary. But in the dense rank, it is assigned the next number immediately. But in the rank, it is not assigning the next value. It is skipping the next value. But in the dense rank, it is giving the value. Okay. Now we'll see the row number also. So I'll just bring the row number as well. Just copy paste the same syntax. I'll just put a comma here, and I'll just take row number. Okay. Row number. Okay. If I show you this, so here, okay, the alias should be row number. Row number. Okay. If I execute this. Yeah. Now you can see the row number is like assigning the unique value to each record. Even though it has a duplicate value, it is not considering the duplicate value. It will give you the unique number to each record in the serial number. Okay, so that is the difference between rank, which will have for the duplicate value, it will assign the same rank, but for the next immediate next value, it will skip the one value. For the dense rank, it will give, it will be in a sequence, right? And then for row number, it will be the unique number for each record. So these are the difference. Okay. Now I'll delete this one because this I have written just to explain you. Yeah. Here I'll just remove the comma. Okay. Now we want to fetch the top 3 employee, right? So we can use this as a subquery. Okay. This window function as a subquery. So here what I'll do, I'll just take select star from, I'll just open the bracket. For this, I'll consider the subquery. Okay. I'll close the bracket. I'll assign the name as X. Okay. Here I can use a where clause where, okay, RN, right? The max salary. Max salary is less than 4. Okay. To execute this one, you can see that top 3 employee, we have Naresh, Saroj, and Kumari, for the rank. Okay. Similar for dense rank and, the record number. So you can identify that. Okay. So this is how we can get the top 3 employee. Okay. Now we will going to focus on the another 2 function in window function, that is lead and lag. Okay. So let's see. We have a one scenario. Fetch a query to display the salary of employees higher, lower, or equal to the previous employee. So we have this scenario in front of us. We want to display the salary of employees if it is higher from the previous employee, or if it is lower or equal to the previous employee. Okay. So how we can write that? More or less syntax would be same. I'll just take select star from table name, that is employee. Okay, I'll just consider this the bottom. Now I will use lag. Okay, so now we will execute this statement. We have used the lag, we have to pass the salary as a column name. We are using a partition by unorder by employee ID. So let's see what this will give us the result. Unknown column department. Okay, so I have to mention department. Okay, now if I execute this syntax, okay, so you can see that we have a salary column and the previous salary. So in the lag, what it is doing is it is like considering the previous record of the column that we have assigned. So in the salary column, since before 5,000 there is nil, so it is assigning the null value. But this 5,000 is coming to the next record. Okay, so on and so forth. So 3,000, 3,000, 6,000. Since we have partition by department, so for another department, finance, we don't have anything. That's why it is null. Okay, so there is a way to remove the null. If you want to replace this null with 0, you can do that. So how you can do that? Just put a comma, put 1 and 0. Okay. The one means we want to fetch the previous record, the one record prior to this. Okay. So if I execute this one, so you can see, and the second that, second value that we have assigned, it means what we want to replace to null. Okay. So we want to replace to 0. That's why it is coming as a 0. For example, if I want 5, so if I execute this, so it will replace null to 5. Okay. All null to 5. But we want a 0, so I can take a 0. So suppose if you want the prior to, you want a record here as a previous to record, so you can take 2 here. So it will not take the previous one, but it will take previous to previous. Okay. So here first two record will be 0 and third record will be the first one. Okay. So this will be so on and so forth. But here we need the first one, so I'll just put a 1. Okay. So this is how you can get the previous employee figures over here. Okay. Now we will see how we can use the lead function. Okay. Similar to lag, we have a lead. Okay. So if I use lead, sorry, I have to mention lead as lead. Here I have to put comma. Okay. Here I will not mention anything, so it will give me null. Okay. Here I'll just take next employee salary. Okay. So let's execute this syntax. So you can see that the next record is 5,000, right? So here we have 5,000, 3,000, 6,000 and null, right? So this is the lead one. It will take the next record. If you want, you can replace this to 0, right? The same way that we have replaced for lag. So this is how the lead and lag, okay? The next salary and last salary. So what I'll do is I'll remove this one because we have one exercise to fulfill, right? So I'll remove this comma. Okay, so we want to fetch the higher and lower, right? So here what we can do, we can use a case statement because we want, whether the previous employee salary is higher, lower, or equal, right? So we can use the case statement over here. So I'll just write case, okay? When salary is equal to, I have to use all this window function, right? Copy this, then same salary. Okay. You have to mention then. Okay. Next, I'll copy paste the same. When the salary is equal to, we have to use this window function, right? So I just copy pasted this is greater than, if the salary is greater than the lag and the previous employee, then it will be higher than previous employee. Okay. And if it is greater than, sorry, less than, if the salary is less than previous, then it will be less than. Okay. So here we have to end the case statement. Okay. So I will assign this line as status of employee, status of salary, status of salary. Okay. Now if I execute this syntax, now if you see, it's a 0 and it's 5,000, so definitely it's a higher salary. This is the same, so it is the same salary. The salary is 3,000, previous employee is 5,000, so this is a less than the previous employee. Okay, I hope you got the logic. Okay, this is for lag and lead function. So that's all for this video. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you want me to cover, the part 2 video as well, just give a like and put a comment section. I will bring, the very interesting topic for part 2. So just subscribe my channel if you like this video. Thank you so much for your time.